Hey guys, it's Brittany Renew. I am a local realtor and host of the St. Pete Soul podcast. So, on my podcast, I get to sit down with a lot of amazing business owners and see a lot of cool spots. So, today I am taking you to one of my favorites, Book and Bottle. Book and Bottle is a wine store and a bookshop, which is a fantastic combination. And today I'm sitting down with the owner, Terra Dunham. So, join me and let's sit down with Terra. Hi, Terra. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me on again.
So it's been a year and a half
Wow.
since we did our first sit down with the podcast.
When you said that, I couldn't believe it because I feel like it's only been a few months. So I must be having fun.
Well, I'm here a lot, so I can vouch for having all the fun.
Oh, good.
So yeah, I just wanted to sit down with you and learn how much this place has grown in that time. I mean, when you first opened, it was right when COVID hit. So just talk a little bit about the growth that you've seen.
Wow, the growth has felt very natural and organic, I guess. I know we're growing because our team is so much bigger, but it's really nice. I feel like the business has kind of balanced out in a way where it doesn't feel busier, but our numbers are showing that we are having, great growth and success. So that's like the best of both worlds, I guess.
Yeah, it's happened organically, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So, okay, you mentioned your staff.
Yes.
So
I think
how
we
much?
have 11 people now.
Wow.
So that's incredible, but it has really allowed me to both take some time to not work, which was the first time that happened in a few years, and then also it just allows us to do what we're trying to do better. So
Yeah.
I think that that's what we've spent the past since we've talked. Nothing's really drastically different, but I think that we're doing a better job of the things that are most important to the business. We have better wine, we have wine more consistently, we are serving our customers more consistently, we are offering things that our customers want to see.
Yeah. Well, when you have help, it helps you be creative and think of all those fun new wines to try and different events and things to do like that. So,
Exactly. Yeah, it keeps everything fresh.
Yeah. So with the staff, so you have someone that helps you with book ordering, finding all those cool new books, and you have someone that helps you with wine. Talk about some of those pieces.
Yeah, so I actually have 2 managers for the business right now, which is amazing. So there's always a manager present at the store, which has just taken a huge weight off of my shoulders.
Yeah.
And they do such a good job. So I've got one person focused more on the book side of the business and one focused more on the wine side of the business. And then they also do so much more than just that. They help me with all the behind the scenes stuff and analysis and data and money and finances and marketing and scheduling and everything. So it's really a team effort. And then we also have created a leadership team. So these are people who aren't managers but who have taken extra initiative in the business.
Oh, okay.
Who have ownership over certain areas at the store. So
Okay.
it's
cool.
really nice to watch people grow and develop into their expertise, and really be able to give the best of what they want to give to the business.
So did you think that would happen? When you first were hiring people, is that what you envisioned? Or is that kind of a nice thing that's evolved?
I think that it's more of a nice thing that's evolved, actually, because I had this very socialist idea at the beginning that, it would be a unilateral organization and everybody would be doing all of the things and everybody would be, selling books and selling wine and posting on Instagram equally. And then it very quickly became apparent that some people didn't feel comfortable doing something, or one person had, an outrageous expertise or skill or strength in some other area, or a passion in something. So really allowing people to develop into that makes everybody feel happier.
Yeah, everyone's able to shine.
Yeah.
And those skills kind of come out, and then it helps the shop grow. So,
For sure.
Yeah. So, okay, talk about some of the clubs and events that you've done. I'm part of the 17 Club,
Yes.
which is an amazing wine club. So talk about some of this.
Yeah, the 17 Club has been so much fun. And I always have to say, I was really hesitant to start it because some stuff with business, it's everybody has a wine club.
Yeah.
Do we need one more wine club in the world? And then
Yes.
our customers, well, it turns out we did
Yeah.
need one more. But our customers kept coming and saying, like, you guys have a different approach, you have a different vision, you have an opinion about wine that is unique and distinct. And Heidi kept encouraging us to take that point of view and execute it into a wine club. So when we did, it was just spectacularly successful. It turns out people did like our taste in wine and have continued to like it, and our club continues to grow. We're constantly adding new ways that people can get involved. We host really fun events. You were here last week.
Yes, the
and the
quarterly
mayhem.
tasting.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
Yes, it's so much fun for us too, because it gives us a chance to like really connect with our customers in a fun way, and do something special as like a thank you. So
Yeah.
the quarterly tasting, for anybody who doesn't know, we like to say that we open every single bottle that was part of the wine club for the entire quarter, and then it's just kind of like a free pouring event while it lasts, and you get to try stuff that maybe wasn't in your allocation, and revisit things that you had 3 months ago and had forgotten about, and then just make connections with other people in the community that also love wine and love coming out and participating in things like that.
Yeah. Well, that makes me think about like the word communities coming up for me, because I remember that was an important thing to you when we did the podcast interview first time around, and it feels like you have really built that sense of community here.
Yes.
Do you feel that way?
I totally agree. I still think it's like the most important thing we do as a business. I think in the podcast a year or so ago, we talked about how during COVID, so many people moved to St. Pete, and the community as a whole was just really needed help. There's like all these new people. COVID happened. People are sequestered. They didn't get the chance to like make friends or meet their colleagues at work. And so having the chance to have a business where they could come and meet like-minded people in a very safe, secure, comfortable environment, I think has been really beneficial to the community. And it's just repeatedly one of my favorite things. So when I'm having a hard day, or I'm not sure it's worth it, or I'm not sure that, like, why did I do this crazy idea? That's what it always comes back to, is like the people who I watch becoming friends with each other and going out and having fun. Like, our staff has become friends. Our staff has become friends with our customers. Our customers have become friends. Our customers have married each other.
Oh,
I
are you
mean, that's
serious?
just so cool. We got to watch this beautiful relationship of this young couple who had one of their very first dates at Book and Bottle, right as we opened. We watched them through their relationship. I mean, granted, we've only been open for 2.5 years, so this is just remarkable
But
to,
that's a
that
long
we've gotten
enough
to see
time,
this.
yeah.
They actually got engaged here, and then one of our staff did the wedding video.
Are you
So it's just
serious?
like, I mean, like, if you talk about family and community, like, that makes everything worth it. It makes every hard day totally worth it.
Wow, like that's such a cool story. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You need
Yeah,
to
it's so
to
cute.
like make a little video and
Oh,
share that out.
we should.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they still come in. They're part of the 17 Club as well. So it's like, I love being able to touch different people in the community in all of these different ways. So it's like a little bit with wine, a little bit with our book clubs. So we also have 4 different book clubs right now as part of Book and Bottle. We have a fiction book club that meets once a month. We have a horror book club that meets every other month. Totally not my jam, too scary for me. We have a new and noteworthy book club, so that's more literary fiction that's a little bit more contemporary, just the past few years. And then we have a lady leaders book club, so that's going to be more entrepreneurs, managers, any ambitious woman can join that
Well,
one.
I'm a part of that one.
Yes.
So it's wonderful. But that also goes back to the community piece, because I've met so many cool ladies from being a part of that.
Yeah.
So, and even just being in the shop, I've made friends from being in here. So I can definitely say that that's a true part of the place.
We attract very nice people, and that makes my job very easy.
Yeah. Well,
I
think
love
it's
dealing with people that I like to talk to.
I think it's a trickle down effect from the top.
Oh,
So-
well, thank you.
So let's talk about, so you mentioned Heidi helping you with your wine selections. When we did the podcast originally, we were talking about your sommelier certifications that both of you were going through.
Yeah.
So you were kind of in the middle of it, and with COVID there were some delays. So talk about like that transition and what's gone on with that.
Yeah, that process has been just exemplifies, I think, what everybody has gone through with COVID as a whole. So I met Heidi as a friend studying wine before the shop opened. And so naturally when the shop opened, I was like, hey, you know a lot about wine. Do you want to work here with me? And that was great because it's always nice having a friend on your team.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to take the Court of Master Sommelier's certified SOM exam in April of 2020. So we had been studying, daily for a year and a half. Felt pretty good, confident, ready to take the exam. And then COVID hit. So they obviously can't put hundreds of people in a room together for an exam. So they kept delaying it, kept delaying it, and kept delaying it. So that was like the first challenge with that. And then I'm very values oriented personally, and I try and bring that to the business as well. And I really didn't like how the court handled the Me Too movement and then the Black Lives Matter movement. And so I actually withdrew my fee, and I will not be taking that exam, and I'm pursuing other wine exams in lieu of that one.
Yeah.
So because I think that we have to support businesses and organizations that support the values that we want to see in the world. And I think they've cleaned up their act now, but I didn't like how it was handled multiple times for multiple months. So I've retracted myself. Heidi is taking it in August. So
Oh, wow.
I know she's going to do great. That woman knows more about wine than almost anybody I've ever talked to. So I think the anxiety is there because she has now been studying for this one exam for like 3.5 years,
gosh.
and she just can't wait for it to be over. But we know she'll be great whether or not she takes the exam. And it's so funny talking about like spending all this time studying for something, and then this is like the theory, and like having to blind taste a wine. It's very studious, and it's so different from what we encounter here behind the bar or at our wine shelves.
Yeah.
Because what the normal consumer, myself included, just wants a good wine. They want something that's going to go with dinner. They want something that's going to taste good or impress their friends. They don't need to know the whole pedigree of every wine all the time. So we've been challenged now in wine in all these different ways.
Yeah. Well, it's cool because this is a small shop and you can curate that experience for people. And, I love the fact that you take your values and the things that you're passionate about and believe in and pour it back into the shop, because I think that's just really evident when people are in here and they're picking out a wine or a book. So
Thank you. Yeah, when COVID first hit, I had this identity crisis of, oh my God, I just opened a retail store and everybody's dying. What this doesn't matter anymore. This doesn't matter. And then the community, like I mentioned, really has helped me be like, no, this was worth it. We are doing something for the world by building this community.
Yeah.
But also I realized that we have a say in the stuff that we're putting in front of our customers, and we're getting to introduce women winemakers, family winemakers, wine that's made with low intervention, that's more sustainable, that's if we're supporting these different organizations and businesses that are doing things the right way, then collectively, over time, they're like all these little small decisions. But I'd much rather sell an organic wine that was made by real people in a family rather than some giant corporation, because those are real people. Like when somebody walks in my door, I'm thankful for every single customer, and so are those other small businesses.
yeah. Okay, so if you could go back 2 years and do something over again, if you could just tell yourself, hey, don't do that in this process of opening up. Can you think of anything?
Let me get my notebook.
Yeah.
I have 2 answers for you. One is that no, I wouldn't change anything, because you can't get to where you are without everything that happens leading up to it.
Yeah.
So a perfect example are these beautiful wine racks that we have, which are actually our 3rd set of wine racks.
Oh, okay.
Because we just didn't know the space. We didn't know how much wine we were going to want to have. We didn't know how people were going to be touching and interacting with the wine. So we couldn't have made a perfect decision on day one. We've changed bar equipment because we thought this one piece of equipment was going to be the most helpful thing to have behind the bar. A keg. We did, kegged wine for a while. And then it turned out that didn't fulfill the vision that we had for the bar. So moving into a different piece of equipment that is actually more useful for the team, a dishwasher. Should have known that one. But to me, I really operate on trial and error, what's working, what's not working, and I feel like I have no regrets because everything has gotten me to where we are now. That said, if I could go back 2 years ago, I would sit me down and I would say, Terra, please delegate. I do now. It was really hard for me at the beginning, even though I had really good people. And obviously it takes time. I was trying to figure out what my vision was and communicate that to a new young team. A vision that's constantly changing because of everything I just said. But I think that the moment I started delegating and trusting in other people to bring their best selves and to bring their expertise and to let other people shine, my life certainly got a lot better.
Yeah. Well, a lot of business owners learn that lesson after the fact because it kind of does take time to figure out, I can't do everything myself.
Yeah.
I'm not like Superwoman here.
Yeah.
So I know the struggle. I'm with you on that. But when you do let go and start delegating, it's like you're able to grow so much more in the vision that you had for the business. I think just starts to take off.
Yeah.
And it just kind of starts like, okay, you start getting that like cycle and realize, yep, this is the way to go.
Yeah.
So what would be like some visions for the future? Like, in the next few years, like how would you envision the business looking like?
My vision for the future of Book and Bottle is that people will want to take us into their home a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So it would be nice if we could all just, sit in the velvet chairs and relax here all day. But we have such an amazing collection of wine to take home. So in addition to being a bar, in addition to being a bookstore, we're also a bottle shop. And we have hundreds and hundreds of different bottles of every kind of wine you can imagine. We've got most countries that you didn't even know produce wine, like China and Mexico sometimes. We try and have really interesting wine. It's constantly changing. We're constantly refreshing for the season and for what new stuff the state has gotten. And we want to help put that in people's hands. So we're a tiny little shop in downtown, so our case discount is on 4 bottles instead of a full case.
Yeah.
We have little handy carriers. You put your 4 bottles in there, you get 10% off, and you can carry it home, back to your condo, back to your apartment. St. Pete's becoming this great walkable downtown. And so we want to facilitate that with our wine. So we want to be the place that people come, stock up on wine for the weekend, for a dinner party, for a dinner date, or just, your every night drinking like some of us do. And just, you'll always find something really unique. Our list is extremely curated. So instead of going into a big box store and you kind of never know what you're going to get, our team really knows the wines. We've got really good stuff, and you're just definitely going to get something that you like.
Yeah, I like that. The fact that you walk in, it's just very unique. You can tell it's a curated, collection, and it's not the same experience as if you walked into a big box store like you're saying. So I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Yeah. So what's like your most favorite thing about having this business and getting to run it?
The people, for sure. I mean, I've said it and it sounds silly, but I mean, my team is just absolutely amazing. I love watching them learn and grow and interact with each other and hearing that they're hanging out. And they just always seem to be having fun with each other, which I feel like they're my children. So watching them, be their best and be happy is all you could ask for as a parent.
Yeah.
And then the customers. I mean, I feel like I'm meeting new people every day. I'm watching people's eyes light up when they see that there's books and wine in the same building and coffee.
Yeah.
So it's
the
just
trifecta.
Yeah, it really is for a lot of us. It's the trifecta of life. And puppies outside for sure. Whenever we can get dogs here, we do. But yeah, that's bringing joy to people, watching people share in the joy with each other is just for sure the best part.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Anytime.
Yeah, I love to hear like how you've grown, and just I've been able to watch it because I'm here all the time.
I know, it's such an honor. And that, like I said, it's just so cool that we've known each other for so long
Yeah.
now. And
Yeah.
we've gone from just, customer relationship to like friends. And
Yay.
yeah, I love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.